Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Eat Meat and Question Everything. I have Jeff on today. Hello, Jeff.
Hello, Courtney.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Where do we start?
Start with acknowledging the kerfuffle.
Come on. It's like such a disaster to just even get this thing like set up and have, the diva over here
Diva.
happy with the camera angle.
Well, you were the one.
I need a booster seat.
Yes, you need a booster seat.
Because,
She's down here.
Yeah, because I'm short, and then Jeff thinks his stomach is showing too much.
I wasn't concerned about my stomach. I was concerned about the gray sweatpants. So,
well, then you're welcome. No. All right.
What are we doing?
I don't know. We've got some questions. We'll just see where this takes us. So first, it's about me. You'll just have to sit and listen, but I'll make it super quick. They're wanting a little quick update on my not tracking thing. So yesterday was day 4, and I talked to you last night. So days 1 through 3 went fantastically. Choking on my spit. I did great. I'm really like. He always drinks. I mean, he was being exaggerating, being sarcastic, but he drinks so loudly. Like, it sounds like everything you drink is like scorching hot, even iced water.
It's a talent.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that with everybody.
So what are you talking about?
And you have to hold still.
I don't even think they can hear this.
Oh, it's so loud.
You couldn't hear it last time.
You couldn't?
No.
I don't know. I was just focused on your toes almost touching me the entire time. Okay, update on the not tracking my macros. Days 1 through 3 went great. I am really like checking in with my hunger cues because, I like to emotionally eat, and I find myself wanting something, and it's like, okay, am I actually hungry for that? Like Dr. Lisa asked herself, am I sardine hungry? So I never want to eat sardines, so that's not a good baseline for me. But for me, it would be like cold burger patties, which they're not my most favorite thing, but I do like them and I will eat them. And it's something you'll eat when you're actually hungry. So days 1 through 3 went great. The majority of yesterday, day 4, went great. And then I kind of had a little incident at night. And not like too bad, but I did have an extra carnivore bar. So I had 2 carnivore bars when one would have just been fine. And then Archer wanted pork rind cereal. And so I ended up making myself a little bowl of that. But it's like I wasn't hungry for all this. Like dinner was done. The kitchen should have been closed, which, what I want to get? Like the rolling things that come down like in the mall, like on the stores.
Yes.
Like we need to lock up our kitchen.
Oh, we'll just tie you to the bed.
That's fine. Or lock me in the room, whatever. So I ate last night like when I wasn't hungry and I just wanted it. And there was just no fighting against that. But back on track today. So far, so good. It's only 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
But so, yeah, I need to get back to like doing some intermittent fasting, and even like OMAD, I feel like will be good for me.
You need a 7-day fast.
Yeah, Jeff. I like to eat. Those are hard for me mentally. And thank you for drinking that so creepily silently while the eye contact is amazing. It's hard also, like, fasting. No, but you get to just sit in an office all day.
I don't care.
I have
being surrounded by a bunch of people bringing in all their foods.
Yeah, but you can just isolate yourself. Being at home, I have to cook 87 meals for these children. Like, that's hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
I know. That's why I haven't done it. I'm not mentally strong enough for that. But I do agree. Like a good 5-day fast. Not 7.
I didn't say 5.
No, not 7.
Who quits at 5?
Why not 5?
It's bullshit.
I don't know. I know that would serve me well. So anyways, that's the update. It's going okay. I'm really like I could feel that I wasn't overeating. Like, not that I ate light, but I just felt are we done talking about this? No, I'm just saying it's like what people are like, oh, I do have a little rant. Some people are like, oh, I eat when I'm hungry, stop when I'm full. Well, a lot of us just can't do that.
Right.
And there's like a food addiction thing. So I've been doing great. But my little rant is, and I feel like because I've shared this on all the platforms on like short videos, so people are commenting on the fact that I've been tracking macros. And maybe they're coming from a good place, but some of them make me feel a little defensive because what are you looking at? journeys are different. Are you just bored? Having a
No,
conversation
I
with you. What
know.
are you looking at? The
It's in
dust
my
on
eye.
the rub rails. Those are really bad. Don't zoom in. I know. I'm a terrible housewife. I have 800 other things I'm doing and not dusting the chair,
Dustin the Chub.
the chair rub rails. That's what these are. I don't know why they're in the room. Okay. God, I have to cough. Okay, here's my little rant. And because I think tracking macros is a good tool and some people need it. Like, it's been very useful for me. But what's kind of like bothering me is the comments I'm getting like, oh gosh, and this is how I read their tone. Like, you shouldn't have to track, or, you're doing carnivore wrong if you're tracking, and this and that, where it's just they're really like coming at, like, oh, well, I lost 100 pounds without tracking. It's like, good for
Well, yeah,
fucking
if you weigh
you.
500 pounds, that's easy.
I know, but it's kind of irritating me, just some of the way some people have been putting it, because it just feels like it's like totally dismissing like what I've been doing and what worked for me to lose 55 pounds. So anyways, that's my thoughts on that. Everyone's journey is different, and tracking can be helpful, and it has been helpful for me. I'm just
Well,
taking
yeah,
a break.
you have to, for the vast majority, I know I'm blanking, but those last 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds are the hardest. And that's where you do need to specifically be in a deficit and do other things. When you've got a lot of excess weight, you don't necessarily have to be in a deficit if you're going off of shit food, going into clean food, you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
Um, and your metabolic rate is higher at that higher, so your calories in is different, or your calories out is different. So it needs to lower as you lower your weight.
Yeah, and I think tracking macros, like, it's good to have that data. If you are like stuck for however long, like, why wouldn't you want to
Yeah.
know what you've been eating? Maybe you're eating too much, too little, not enough protein, not enough, like, whatever. Like, it's just another piece of data. So
What isn't measured doesn't get improved. You
exactly.
have to know.
So
Good point.
I had to address that, because then maybe they mean well when they're saying it, like,
Well, they do.
oh, you don't need to do it, but just some of it, the way it was worded, it's just like,
I'm sorry, what?
what?
The way it was worded or the way it was read?
Well, both. I think some people's delivery on this
Yeah.
message was a
Well,
little like
I'm sure there's snarky
dismissive.
people in there.
Yeah. And some people need to track, and that's it.
Yeah.
And some people have it easy, and congratulations to you who have gotten to your goal weight without tracking. Some of us can't do that. So, anyways, I'm taking a mental health break on tracking, and I guess that's that. That was supposed to be quicker than it was, but okay, so I actually just this morning saw a comment on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, I will add this to the podcast. She said, I think it was a she, I don't like meat, and I also couldn't afford this diet.
Okay.
So I don't want to dismiss anyone that says they don't like meat. Okay, maybe you don't, but what? You got to talk if you're going to talk. You always leave so much dead space that people are going to be like, did my podcast shut off? Like, did I hit pause?
I'm sure 98.7% of people are watching.
Well, possibly, but or I listen on like 1.5 speed, so they might not realize you're taking these long ass
Nobody's
breaks.
realizing it, and nobody else is doing that. Some people are.
Jules watching. Hi, are. Jules. Yeah. She's 1.5 speed with me too.
Good for her. Good for Jules. What level between 1 and 11 do you want my responses and answers this morning? Because I had some vinegar.
So you vinegar? What is that? The attracting bees with honey?
I've got vinegar in me right now. Do you want me to piss vinegar on people?
Oh, say what you got to say. I will try. Let's minimize any curse words, because a lot of my YouTube doesn't appreciate when I'm myself and I cuss. So say what you got to say.
Okay. So this person is, are they on it? Have they tried it? Or
it seemed like they were encouraging to me. It was like, oh, great job, and then blah blah blah. So maybe they're interested. I don't know. It wasn't like a hating comment.
Yeah. Again, it's nuanced. What do you mean by you don't like meat? You don't like red meat? You only eat fish? Yes, everything's gotten expensive, especially in this economy as of late. But you can do it cheap, and we've said this a million times. You can do it cheap off of just ground beef. Now, if you're used to variety and this and that, I know that's not the most exciting thing to jump into, just eat bowls of ground beef.
Well, you can make it into burgers too, having that
Yeah.
different texture.
Um, but yeah, that's now not liking meat. Again, it's so nuanced. Apparently, some blood types don't like it, and you can get into this whole thing. But what meat? What steaks have you had? What cuts? How have you had them prepared? Is it you don't like meat in sandwiches because that's what you eat? What are you eating now? I mean, there's a lot to that, but again, it goes back to, well, why does she want to go on this in the first place? Is it because she needs to lose 200 pounds? Is it because she's sick all the time, or she's got other issues or skin issues, or
Yeah, what do you hate more, your health issues or meat?
yeah?
But
And I would say, yeah, if you're are averse to it, adverse.
you're looking at
I
me.
know. If there's an aversion to it, so what?
Oh,
Keep keep
yeah.
keep just keep eating
Toes.
it. Keep eating it. Start with the cheaper cuts, ground beef, burgers, and again, depends on if you're trying to solve anything in particular, or you just think you want to do it.
Yeah, so my thoughts on don't liking meat, it's like, yeah, like you said, okay, what don't you like? Because there's a bunch of different animals and then there's a bunch of different cuts. Do you not like it? Or like, have you not had it like prepared amazingly? Like, has anyone cooked you a good steak and you still think you don't like it? So try different, okay, like we want to prioritize beef. So try different cuts of steak, try different roasts, ground beef, eat it ground, eat it in burgers, and then try different
Yeah.
animals. Like
Plus,
there's a lot of animals to try
yeah, a
and
lot
get
of
variety.
animals. Plus, the taste buds will change if you're going strict to carnivore. Your taste buds will change and just crave salty, fatty meat.
Yeah, I mean, I woke up yesterday, like I in my mind I was gonna try and fast, and I was just so excited, like thinking about having this big bowl of ground beef later. And yeah, it's just like that's just what my body craves now. So I would also wonder if it's like a texture thing or a flavor thing. Like anyone that says I don't like meat, I feel like I could change your mind on that. And maybe it's just like who's been preparing
Yeah,
it for you.
true.
Okay, someone's asking about pans. They're like, do you use 100% ceramic or something? So I haven't gone down the rabbit hole of the ceramic pans, but I've been using cast iron for probably over like 10 years now.
Yeah,
From Lodge, super affordable. And then also I have some Le Creuset pieces that they've all actually been gifts.
yeah,
But that's something like I do plan on buying a new one for myself once my book comes out. And it's going to be like a celebration piece that like eventually will get passed down to my kids. Like they last literally forever. So you just think of it as a family heirloom. So I'm going to buy one to celebrate that we can think about when we use it. And, you know, Hazel or Archer can have it.
and I'm sure
Um,
it's gonna be the most beautiful color too.
it's going to be a beige crochet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's what we use. And you use them and you have no issues, right? Like
No,
Jeff cooks too. And
yeah, I don't like, definitely no nonstick. Um, that's got all the chemicals and crap in it.
yeah.
Don't Isn't there something though about the porcelain covered enamel that can chip, or issues potentially with that?
Well,
But
that's what we have on the
on
Le
those
Creuset.
are all
They're
that, not
enameled.
not just I like the straight
The Lodge. You like the
cast
raw
iron,
dog
raw dog,
cast
that
iron?
cast iron, or
Stainless.
stainless steel. It's just a little tougher to clean, um, and it gets a burn if people don't like the aesthetic of it. If
Yeah.
once it burns, but
Yeah, I don't use them,
yeah,
but I like my
cool.
cast iron. Okay, so this was interesting. Someone said, why are carnivores red and vegans tend to be more pale? And
Red.
yeah, I
I mean, I
don't
get the
notice that, but it's
paleness.
funny because
I'm sure it's
Lynn
red.
Lindsay from Gut Punch Mommy, she just had a video on this. Like people were saying that she's red. And it's like maybe because we just go outside, we're not afraid of the sun. But I don't know. Have you heard or seen anything? Like I
Well,
don't think I'm red.
no, the red. I mean, the red could be because
The meat sweats.
they're seeing everybody on video, so there's different color tones on that. But we're flush. We have
We're healthy.
healthy. We're in the sun. We're doing stuff. We're not in the basement. We're not vegans. I don't care. I mean, I'm not going to hate on the vegans per se. It's just the personality that typically comes along with it. Um, uh, but yeah, the vast majority are very nutritionally deficient.
Mm-hmm.
Not just vitamin D, but a lot of stuff. Now, there are some out there that, I'm not going to say they're getting everything they need because they're not, but they do it as appropriately as they can. Versus some that are just go vegan and they don't really look into the nutrients of it.
I think you just accidentally winked at me.
It
Was a blink. And I'm laughing because
I blinked.
I've seen on my videos sometimes, like, because I'm editing them and so they go slow, that I have an eye that, like, sometimes it's the only one that blinks, but it just looked like you winked at me. Anyway, sorry. Oreos are vegan. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
And
So
I know
what's the question though? Why they're pale and why we're red?
Well, like, why are carnivores red?
Because
I've never noticed that though.
We're healthier.
Boom. End of story.
We have all our nutrients.
Somebody is saying they're having leg cramps at night. And
potassium.
To me, the answer, is like electrolytes. You can use a magnesium spray on your legs. You can drink your electrolytes during the day. Bacon has a lot of potassium, but I thought it's a magnesium issue, not potassium. Because they have magnesium spray for
spasms, muscle spasms, and some cramps could be potassium, but it's all of it.
Okay, electrolytes, hydration.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, this is the common problem and common question is, I lost some weight and now I'm stalled. And this is someone said, I can't lose my belly fat. So that's the end of the questions.
Work out more.
It's so, if there was just one magic answer, then this wouldn't be $1 billion industry.
There is a magic answer.
But
there's a magic answer.
Eat less and work out.
More. And work out with intensity. Lift weights, heavy weights, not 10 reps, 12, 14. Woo, yay me. No. Pick up some heavy weights until it hurts. Like, it should be a struggle. You need to go to failure. It needs to look like you're really lifting heavy, and it needs to be a good workout. You should hurt and be sore. Yes. At least initially. If you're doing it consistently for a few weeks, you're not going to be dead sore after every single workout. But you need to be working out. You need to build your muscle. You need to build your bone strength and density and change the composition of your body and stop eating so damn much.
Yeah. So, I mean,
it is what it is.
That simple though? Then what? Okay. Then what is my issue have been?
You don't listen to me.
Okay, but what do I need to listen besides the fasting?
Eat less. And work out more. You're not working out to the intensity that you should be, and I say that myself as well. You're not.
Okay. I'm lifting heavy weights and I'm improving each time or each few times or whatever.
It needs to be more.
What do you mean more? More often?
Okay, you did that class, right?
Yes, but it was different movements.
Doesn't matter.
That's why I was sore. You're not just standing there doing deadlifts. It's like you're doing weights and moving. It was like I wouldn't even call it, well, I guess it was cardio, but it was like a moving weight. And it wasn't like low rep. It wasn't high rep, low weight. I was still hitting, between 8 to 12, but it was just in different positions. No, I was dying.
Well, because you're doing so many of them still, which is fine. But regardless of if it's that's still close to how you should feel after a workout. Even if you're not doing a circuit type of a thing and you're just doing, 4 or 5 exercises with heavy weights, you should still feel that kind of drained and sense of accomplishment after it.
Yeah.
And mixing it up with those things.
And that's the thing. I feel like, I'm going to definitely incorporate some of those classes because it definitely pushed me a little bit more because you're with other people. You're not that I half-ass when I am on my own, but it's just different. And you, like, when we work out together, my lifting is different because you make me do a few more than I would have stopped maybe like a couple reps before. Like you definitely are pushing me.
Well, and that's the thing. And I've told you this. People, even when they're doing weights, even if they think they're going, most people don't go to absolute failure. I like to call it like a working failure, which is like 1 to 2 reps before, gun to your head, you could not do another one. Like, you don't want to go necessarily to the extreme absolute failure every single time. We're not trying to go on stage, right? But that being said, most people, they're like, okay, well, I'll do a couple before failure, kind of like, oh, okay, it's a little failure, but they don't know what their failure is because
Mm,
most people never max out. So what they think is they're actually going 2 or 3 reps below what their 2 or 3 reps below should be. So when they're at, like, say they stop at 9 because they think that 10 or 11 would be maxed out.
yeah,
But if they truly maxed out, it would be at like 14. Now you're doing half your rep count.
yeah,
And that's why you're not getting there. And so now you need to be able to do it safely. If you're on your own, don't do it with a free weight, or do it with a free weight that you can drop. But even if it do the something with,
machines.
not the machines, but either the cable versions or with a safety bar wherever you are, because you need to know. Because if you do it on a machine, it's not going to correlate. You need to know with whatever exercise you're doing. With machines, it's easier to go to full, but even then, people stop too soon. They don't really go. It's like anything, like you said, with a partner or someone, they can yell at you or say, go, 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 and you
Yeah.
will. But you need to do that on your own. So that's a long way around to say, if you're going to lift weights, most people are really only doing half of their max. They need to be doing a lot more on that. And then there's a whole, we can keep going forever on lifting weights and how to do that. But um, yeah, when it comes down to it, getting that. Now, yes, are you a man? Are you a woman? Are you 50 or are you 30? And everyone does have different hormonal things, and there's issues that differentiate. But stop eating so much, get your sleep,
I have something when you're done.
okay, and work out more. I mean, whether it's, I mean, I don't like a lot of steady state cardio, but do some sprints, do some running, lift weights, do exercises. That's going to get it done.
Okay, back to the eat less thing. So there's this like hot topic right now, I feel like, that people are saying, oh, I've been under eating. When I up my calories a bit, then I started
Yeah,
losing.
I've,
So, like, what are your thoughts on that? Because, and I'm going to have Jules on the podcast. We're essentially just going to like talk shit in a way, and not like in a bad way, but she's very opinionated on all these like hot topics in carnivore. So we're gonna like discuss it. But what are your thoughts on that? Because under eating, sorry, let me just under eating, chronically under eating can like mess with your hormones, and
yes.
losing weight is a hormonal thing. But what are your thoughts on that in
Well,
general?
right. Yeah, chronically under eating can do that. And then they say, oh, well, I've upped my calories. And now that maybe that changes the chemical structure, whatever that's going on within your body. They say, oh, I'm losing weight now. Now, the analytical side of me says, okay, are you isolating for that? Did did you do other things? Maybe you ate more. Maybe you upped your calories. Let's just say 200. But now you did that. That gave you a little bit more energy, and so you were more active, and so that negated it. But you were able to do other things. It's kind of like the whole sauna thing. They say, oh, people that spend X number of minutes or hours in a sauna a week live whatever, right? X number of years longer. Well, is it the fact that they're in the sauna, or is it the fact that most people with access to a daily sauna are typically more affluent, and they're typically already health conscious? They're typically exercising if the sauna is in a gym. So there's a lot of other factors that are hard to account for in that. So it's not necessarily, oh, if you ate Burger King and donuts and you just stepped in a sauna 20 minutes a day, didn't exercise and smoked and drank and ate like crap, is that going to elongate it? I don't know. So to that point, when they're going to say, oh, well, I upped my calories and now I lost weight, I want to know what's truly behind that. That being also said,
Is it like revving up their metabolism then, like getting a little bit
well,
more?
you gotta isolate for that. So I don't know.
Because
If you changed absolutely nothing else whatsoever, and only added 300 calories, 500 calories, depending on how low you were, because you could add that and still be in a deficit. So let's say your body requires 2,000 calories, and I'm eating 1,200 calories a day, and it goes into, I don't like the term, oh, starvation mode. It holds on to things, but let's say I'm at 1,200 and I kind of stall, and I add 300-400 calories. So now I'm eating, 14, 15, 1600 calories. Well, I'm still at a deficit of what my body needs, but it's not an extreme deficit. I've got enough maybe to get these bodily functions going. So it could be the fact that you're still at a deficit, but not as much of an extreme deficit to where it's causing issues.
Okay. And yeah, I think that's more where these people are falling, as they are probably going down to like the 1200 and then they up it a little bit to what they should be having. But here's my question. I know we shouldn't be eating 1200 calories, but like, why wouldn't, like, if your body's not getting enough, it's going to eat its own fat, no? Or at one point, does it hold on? Like, I don't, this
Well,
whole thing doesn't make sense to me.
again, the
People, I mean, there's anorexic,
well, yeah,
so how is it?
nobody at 300 pounds is going to eat 1200 calories a day and not lose weight. Not going to happen. Impossible. Like you said, it's going to cannibalize itself.
Yeah.
If you are, depending on the height, but if your body fat is already kind of on the low side and you've only got 20 pounds ish left and you're smaller already, I mean, you may only need 15, 1600. And so that's where things kind of get different, because if you're at an extreme caloric deficit and you've got a lot of weight to lose and fat, you're going to lose it. You're not going to hold on to it.
Well, then why wouldn't that work right now for me? Like,
you don't have an extreme amount, and you're not an extreme deficit.
but no, do you get what I'm saying? I don't think
no.
I know. Why wouldn't we lose more weight the less we eat? What is our body doing? Like, okay, if I'm supposed to be having 1600 calories to lose weight right now and those calories weren't good for me, I know that we're not supposed to, like, 1200 doesn't mean it's better, but why at 1200 would your body not lose?
Well, again,
do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, at some point, what's the magic number where at some point, I mean, if 1200 isn't making you lose, but then eating 200 a day, then now you're anorexic and you are losing. Like, do you get what I'm like saying? Like, how this is confusing?
So again, there's a lot to it. Are you losing muscle? Are you losing fat? What do you actually need in a day? And that's hard to, they can guesstimate. You can guesstimate. There's calculators on it, right? Of what your body needs to do that. But again, you also, I'm going to sneeze. You have to have consistent exercise. So that's not a factor, right? Oh God, this is sitting in there.
I guess I'll be doing some editing.
Why? This is gold.
Yeah, it's gold, Jerry.
Then you're not eating enough.
What?
You're eating too much.
Okay.
Because, I mean, you're what, 5'4"?
Yes.
About
like 138 right now.
Okay. I mean, do you know what your baseline is supposed to be right now? What do you think it is?
What, like my maintenance? I can't remember if it was like around like 1800 or so. Like laying in the bed, don't do anything, your TDEE calculator. Like around that. It's been a while since I checked, but my macros for losing weight were like around 1600.
Yeah, that's if you're at 1800. Now, again, this isn't the end all be all, but the whole 3,500 calories is a pound, right? And I know there's nuance and people will go back and forth on this, but that's 3,500 calories in a week is a pound. If you're down by 2, that's only 1,400 calories in a week. So that's, whatever it is, 2,800. That's like a little over a pound a month. And that's if you stay at that for the entire month, which you don't. Because you go, it's my week. I need to eat more. No, but that's the thing. If 18 is your thing and you're at 16, that's only 200 calories.
Well, maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
Right.
I don't remember what it was, but that was what my calories were figured out by two different coaches, actually, and me doing the TDEE. Like, yeah.
Again, I can only go off if that's it is, even if it's at 2,000, right? That's 400 calories. That's 500 is a pound.
So I need to eat less, but it can't be 1,200 because then my body's going to magically hold on to it. See,
Says
I feel
who?
like that's what I'm asking. I feel like you're not understanding my
I am
question.
understanding. I feel like you're not understanding my response.
Possibly.
1,200 does seem extremely low.
Well, yeah, that's like 20 years ago when we were losing weight, that's what like Shape magazine told us to eat. Like that was like the calories I feel like everyone's eating is like 1,200, and that's apparently, we're all in between like 1,600, 1,800 for those that are like tracking and losing weight. We all land there. My question is why 1,200 isn't better, why your body then decides to hold on to it, and how is it holding on to it?
You're this fallacy. What are you saying that it's holding on at 1,200?
I'm addressing the under eating people that are gaining weight when they're under eating. That doesn't make sense to me. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay.
I
know you don't like where this is going, but like, who is gaining weight? What's all their information? What's their data? How much calories are they actually having? What are these calories consisting of? And what's their
call it carnivore calories around, let's just say 1,000 to 1,200. Like people are naturally.
And what's their makeup?
I don't know, but I'm just saying, like I just don't understand that I'm under eating, but I'm gaining weight. That's what I'm trying to understand.
Unless there is an underlying serious medical condition. Again, I'm not a doctor. And you've got at least 50 pounds to lose. It's impossible to not lose weight eating 1,000 calories if you're weighing at least 200 pounds.
Okay, what if you're not 200 pounds?
Well, again, if you're
like me, I feel like we're not getting this answer. Like
it's okay. Well, you're not eating 1,000 calories. If you ate 1,000 calories a day, you would lose weight.
But see, that's why I'm confused by these people. That because 1,000 calories, wouldn't that be considered me under eating?
Probably, but you'd lose weight. Now
then how are these people under eating and not losing weight?
Because now I have to get to the point. Who says that?
There's a lot of people. It's just I'm not going to name names right now.
No, I know. Well, I'm going to call Barney Stinson on this.
You can call bullshit on it. I'm just trying to understand how they say I've been under eating and then I track and I add. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
I would have to have a deep analysis of it, because just saying I'm under eating, what does that mean? Under the table, or just fewer calories, 10 fewer calories, 1,500 fewer calories, height, weight, BMI. I don't like BMI, but body fat percentage. What are you doing? It's too hard to make a blanket statement, because on the surface, you undereat, you lose weight. Now, I know, again, we just circled back to this, but if you undereat too much, your body holds on to things.
That's what I don't understand.
But that's only kind of...
What's the threshold? What's the calorie number that you're losing? Nope, it holds on. And what is it holding on? So it could have your other organs function properly?
Yeah,
and what's that number?
I still don't buy all that.
And then what's the number beyond that to then being anorexic? Like if you have 1,600 calories and 1,200 and then 400, at 1,200 your body's staying neutral, it's not losing anything. At 1,600 it will lose, but then at 200 you're anorexic, so you're a skeleton. Do you get what I'm saying?
Hold on,
like none of this freaking makes sense.
Hold on. Simmer down now. Are you talking anorexic as a state or as an action?
I'm just saying that the people that are eating 200 calories a day and they're severely underweight and they're
that's
anorexic.
Different. Forget about them.
Well, no, that's what I don't think. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our. No, that's what doesn't make sense to me.
The best part about this is this argument because it's being filmed, you're curtailing yourself and you haven't gone full mode on me.
No.
So we need to film all the arguments.
I just don't think you're understanding what
I am.
Okay, I'm just saying this is where I'm confused. For me, 1,600 calories is where I need to be to like lose weight. But 1,200, I can't have 1,200 because then, my body's going to hold on to it and I'm not going to lose. But at 200 calories,
I understand what you're saying.
I'll be a skeleton.
There's a stopgap where it's okay, but then it goes beyond that.
Yes,
I understand.
I don't understand.
I know,
but you're not answering my question.
I know.
I don't understand that.
I am. You're not accepting the answer. It's getting there. Because here's the point. Just listen to me. Okay. There are people.
This is where the drop-off graphic analytic is going to be.
No, this is where it spikes. If you're 500 pounds, you cannot eat for 3 months.
Correct, because your body will eat itself.
Are they anorexic?
I'm not
Oh no, I
saying
know.
no.
Just follow
No.
me. Okay, are they engaging in anorexia?
That wasn't even what I meant by
I'm
the
not
term. I
trying to.
was
I'm not trying to
saying
gotcha.
someone that's weighing
I
80
know this
pounds.
isn't a gotcha. That's why I wanted to do that. So if it's someone who weighs 80 pounds, they're not even a part of this discussion.
They are
Why?
because I just explained to you 3 times now
Can't wait for the
that
comments.
why that doesn't make sense to me. If 1600 you can like safely lose, at 1200 your body is going to hold on to it and you won't lose. But then at
But
200
you're putting a
calories,
definitive thing there. That's not necessary. That's not necessarily what's going to happen. And it depends
okay,
on.
well but that's what people are saying. They're
I know
saying
people
they're
say things.
under
People say they
eating.
saw Bigfoot at the
I've
grocery
seen some
store.
TikToks.
I know, but people don't know what they're doing.
We can just end it right there.
All right, they don't. They think they're doing just like tracking, right? Going back to tracking, that's full circle. It's a callback. You know, oh yeah, what? Oh, I'm not losing. I know I'm only eating this, and then you track for 2 days. You're like, holy crap, holy! I thought I was eating 1,800 and these things I thought were this. Now I'm actually eating 2,400 calories a day.
Okay, so for the people that say they're under eating, how much are and gaining? What are your macros? So is that what you want to know? You need more information. Like how many calories are you eating when you say I'm under eating and I'm gaining weight?
Yeah, not just the macros, but
yeah,
everything. Exactly. What are you eating? Exactly.
And that also makes sense when you're like, oh, you up your calories a bit and you lose weight, but maybe that gave you more energy to go like do some walks and stuff.
Right. There's other factors in there.
Was this a 20-minute answer to why I'm not losing belly fat that someone had?
And just more workout, 2 days, 3 days, but simple stuff.
Walks,
working out,
sprints.
Yeah.
Stop being sedentary.
Yeah.
And
eat
lift.
Less. Stretching.
And eat less.
And eat less.
Unless you're already under eating.
And fasting. All right.
Is that where we end it?
Oh, was that like the...
That was the last question. Is there anything else you want to go off on?
I could, but I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. I think this is enough. I feel like people are going to be like this was a normal conversation for us. I feel like it might have come across as a little bit of like bickering. Were we bickering?
I wasn't bickering.
Okay. I think we were just having a conversation and not understanding each other. No, I was understanding you just fine.
I understood everything you're saying. And that's part of it. It goes so fast in here. And so...
Where's it going?
In circles. Because I know what you're saying before you're going to say it. I know where you're going, and I'm trying to explain it, and maybe I didn't do it properly, but yes. I understand what you're saying.
I didn't understand what you were saying.
I'm aware.
All right. I think that's a great place to end.
Yeah.
Sorry. Or you're welcome. I'm not sure which one.
Should we...
High five. No?
Should we dictate anything in the comments? What should they tell us? How can we get them fighting in the comments?
No, let's talk about this under eating thing because I'm so confused by it. Like, because I hear it a lot.
Yeah, and I think it's bullshit.
I hear it a lot from the coaches. They're like, yes, I worked with someone who they were under eating and then they ate more and they lost weight. And I'm not saying, I just don't understand it. So someone explain it to me like I'm a toddler.
And to clarify, when I say I think it's bullshit or garbage, not that doesn't happen, because it happens a lot, but I'm a little skeptical on what exactly is undereating, how much is undereating, and there's a lot more to it, and there's nuance to it, but just a typical...
You want more data.
Yes.
Give us the data.
Data points, numbers, facts, not feeling. I feel like I'm not... I feel like I'm...
Yeah, if they've been under eating, like, are you tracking while you're under eating? Then how do you know you've been under eating? If they're saying, I've been under eating, and when I eat this, like, so were you tracking and under eating, or how did you know you're under eating? Or you just assumed so? These are great questions that I've never...
I think these undereaters are going to come at me.
Quite possibly. So let me know. Help me understand this, because it doesn't make sense to me. All right, I think that's enough for today. I am drained. Goodbye.
I'm looking red.
Like, comment, subscribe, all the things. Bye.
Oh.
What?
Wasn't someone giving me shit for my arms?
Oh, because you had your arms crossed.
I'm standoffish.
Yeah. Yes. You have to just...
I know.
I know. It's like, what are we supposed to do? Well, you could have them just like...
That's why I like being at like a desk or something.
Well, you can get us a whole studio set up if you want.
Okay.
All right, let's get out of here. Goodbye.